Hi everyone, and welcome to Skills for Mars Future of Work. Today, I'm hosting Alina Anghel and Rodica Obancea, the initiators of We Hire 45 Plus. They have a dream to change the hearts and the minds of the Romanian market and to promote inclusivity. Join our discussion to see how We Hire 45 Plus takes action and promotes responsibility. If you want to stay connected to the new world of work, consider subscribing to Skills for Mars. We are present on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, and all the major social media channels. Every week, someone new will share their insights. And now, I welcome Alina and Rodica. Hello, Alina. Hello, Rodica. And welcome to Skills for Mars Future of Work. I'm really happy to be hosting you.
Hi, nice to be here.
Hello, Julia. Good to be here with you.
Just to introduce yourselves to the audience, would you be okay to say a few things about yourselves and about your big initiative and project, We Hire 45 Plus?
Sure, I will start. For example, I can say a few things about my professional background. So I work as a professional coach since 2006. And before doing this coaching business, I worked as an HR manager for a multinational company. So in a way, I'm very close to organizations. So as a coach, I'm daily in a different organization, and I see a lot of patterns and a lot of things there. And together with Alina, around 4 or 5 years ago, Alina, I think there are 5 years ago, we've created Great HR's community, a space for developing projects within the labor market that have positive impact in the labor market in Romania. Yeah. So to be specific.
Yeah, basically, we are trying to change. We have this vision that we can change the local Romanian market, and we also have a hashtag on that. But it's in Romanian. It means changing the market. I like to call myself an employer branding architect. That means that I've dealt with over 200 corporations in the last 10 plus years, and I've done employer branding projects and also all sorts of marketing related issues with HR combined. In 2016, I met with Rodica, and it was briefly falling in love with each other's ideas. We just had a coffee 2 weeks later after we first met, and we wanted to start a community that would change something in Romania. And that community started this project that we are talking about today. But I'm going to let you ask us detailed questions.
Oh, definitely. So why I got in touch is because I fell in love as well with your project, because it was also from personal experience. I'm a recruiter, and I know that the biggest discrimination made when we hire people is based on age, not on anything else. That's the biggest, wherever you are in the world. And we always believe that people of a certain age, below a certain age and over a certain age, cannot be as effective in the workplace as the others. And I really fell in love with your project. My partner himself is going through such a change, and he's over 40. So
Wow.
when I saw Alina's We Hire 45 Plus, we need to talk with Alina and Rodica. So what drove you to start We Hire 45 Plus?
Well, I will say a short story. Let's say that this project came to us. So we didn't start the project. The project starts with us. Around us, there are a lot of persons they were telling us that, look, there is something going on in the market. I'm trying to find a job that is over an year. I'm 45, 40 years, and nobody is calling me for an interview. What is going on? Or we have feedback that if I'm not putting my age in a CV, I can get some interviews, or my CV is visible to recruiters. Feedbacks like this, and we said, sounds interesting. Let's explore a little bit more, and we start to to look around us, and we discovered that these are not exceptions. So really, there are plenty of people that are experiencing this kind of things in the labor market in Romania, and not also in Romania. I think it is a global trend at this point.
We also noticed the fact that a lot of families were, let's say, broken, if I am permitted that term. A lot of people in Romania at that age we're not finding, let's say, opportunities in Romania, and we're finding those opportunities abroad. So basically, what I'm saying about families is that some part of the family was staying in Romania, and the other part was moving abroad. As you know, a lot of Romanians have left the country, and not only for low income jobs, as everybody says. A lot of good professionals have left the country for better opportunities abroad. So basically, we saw a lot of things that were connecting to this age thing, and we said, well, we created this community of HR managers. We have over 3,000 HR managers on our site. We have the resources to investigate if this is true or not. And basically, what we found out is that these things happen. We found out that in recruiting agencies, employers were coming out and were coming to the employer agencies and asking for a certain age explicitly, yeah, or they were selecting some type of CVs in some age margins. So basically, what Rodica was starting to say, and I'm gonna let her continue, is that we started with a research, and after that, so we didn't go only by rumors, by people that we knew in our close circle. We started with the research, so we could know if this was real or not, and after that, we wanted to develop the project.
This was our strategy to see, are we in a bubble? Maybe there are only some person on just, I don't know, maybe one specific industry. And we went to a market research company, a large one, and they accepted to be our partners in this exploration. And we explored a Romanian market, and we find out that, yes, it is happening. But also we discovered that there is no one thing that is, let's say, the root cause. There are a lot of things that are happening in the market, and a lot of, let's say, contributions here. And it is it's a living system. So we need to pay attention. What is our best strategy in order to, to change something? Otherwise, it's easy to say, I will do a project, but if really we do not have a good strategy, I don't think that we can name it project.
So can you tell us a bit about the research and what you discovered on the Romanian market?
We discovered that everybody is expecting for the other person to do something. So basically, the candidates were expecting things to be given to them, opportunities to be given to them, benefits to be given to them, advice to be given to them, basically to be given jobs, just like that, because they exist and because they're a certain mentality. On the other side, we discovered about candidates that they didn't do much to be noticed, or they didn't fight the fight. And by that I mean that they didn't apply to a lot of jobs. Basically, they were complaining because they had applied on only 10 jobs in the last year or so, and nobody was calling them on an interview. So basically, this was a bit of a myth for some of them, that nobody was calling them because of the age. Yeah. And we went further, and we had the study on multiple age rankings, and we saw that this was if I'm permitted, a Romanian thing. Yeah. People don't go about getting a job as they go about sales. Yeah. You get more no's and you get closer to the yes. You just think that the market is broken because somebody didn't call them on an interview. On the other side, a lot of companies said that they are paying very close attention to the integration of people above 45, and that they are doing things. But on the other hand, a lot of employees said that they don't see these things. Basically, as far as I remember, 70-something% of the companies said that they were doing things for that, and only 1 in 2 employees saw things like that. So basically, where are these employees in those companies? The numbers don't meet. And besides that, we also saw that there is this lack of learning, of wanting to grow, constantly growing in your career. There was a question there that said, would you like a job with a more responsibility and more study knowledge behind it, so you can learn things? And 2 out of 3 people said, yes, I want that, of course. And only 1 in 3 people said that they were doing something, they had done something in the last year to learn something new, to do something new. This is on the employees and candidate side. And the companies, I don't know if it's smoke and mirrors, but basically companies in Romania say that this problem doesn't exist, or don't want to address it, let's say, if that's a better explanation. Yeah. These are a few things that we discovered. Maybe Rodica can remember something else that is relevant, or we can move on.
Yes, we went to a lot of meetings in different organization, local or multinational organization in Romania, and I don't know. I hope I'm not making. I do not exaggerate, or I don't want to make a mistake. But from my perception, this is my perception here, is that from all the meetings that we went, all the organization, let's say HR managers that we have met in this organization, they told us, in our organization, this is not happening. We have a very diverse, we have a very good mixture. So look, we have employees, I don't know, 60 years old, 47 years old, and things like this. So in a way, there is a denial, and there is a denial for both parties, the employers and also candidates and employees. In a way, there is a state of denial here in this age.
Or maybe even a fear to admit that this is happening.
It might also be a paradigm.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot see something you are not paying attention to. So basically, if you've always been accustomed to something, you will not see it anymore. And I think that that's the case here, and perhaps that's about to change, but change is very hard because we're used to a certain type of normality. If you
You've been working on this for quite some time, and plus you conduct these studies as well, and you're working with companies, so you have success stories. What are the skills which are prevalent at 45 plus, and what are the skills which are missing at 45?
If I may, Rodica, I don't think there are skills that are missing and that are prevalent. I think that there are people that have them and people that don't. Of course, there is a majority and there's a minority, but we cannot say that all the people in 45 plus have this and all the people below 45 have this. Basically, what we are manifesting, what we are manifesting for, what we are saying to the labor market is give each and every of those people the chance to come to an interview and to prove to you that they have those skills. On the other hand, we had positive examples of companies that knew how to integrate them and were appreciating the value of these people in their company. And on the other hand, we had companies that were telling us we had bad experience with them because in our industry there are few people in that age category that are digitalized. I'm going to give you an example. A BPO company, business process outsourcing company, was telling us that they tried this experiment a few years ago, and they called people that were 45 plus to the interviews because they couldn't find, for rare languages, people above 45 in the market. So they called them, and these people were digitalized because they knew how to work with smartphone or a tablet, but didn't know how to work with a computer. And they were asking, what is the mouse for on the computer? So basically, that means that if you're a company like that, you have to either invest in training those people, or you have to invest in, I don't know, in different types of computers, or just buy tablets and to change the system, so on and so on. That means investing. And right now, as far as I saw and we saw, companies are not focusing on investing, are not going on that path. They're still hoping and trying to get employees, because they're basically throwing the fish nets and see what they catch, and they throw out what doesn't fit and so on. Because as far as I saw, there are not many companies that are thinking on the long term. And in 2030, the UN said that we're going to have about 30% of people over 60 years. So basically, it's like, you can catch a cold, but you're not that cold yet, so you're not going to take the blanket. It's okay, basically, at this moment. This is what I see. It's happening in Romania. But our project is bringing positive examples, so that you can know what there is to be done, and you can know that some companies have done it, and it is possible. But it is your choice, of course, as a company, if you want to do that or not. If you have the money for it, if you have the budget set for it, and so on.
And the mindset as well, I think.
Yeah, the mindset.
So what do the successful companies that manage to hire and educate and bring on board people who are over 45 who want to shift their careers, what do they do well?
I can answer to that, because I'm very connected with this kind of company. For example, they have a clear strategy about it. And I'm not talking about a crisis strategy, because, for example, at this point we are facing a crisis, but they do have an HR, let's say, strategy. They have some clarity about their business objectives, about how they want to position on the global market and things like this, and they have an explicit strategy. And for short term, medium term, they are aware that they have to do some things in terms of skilling and reskilling their existing personnel, because there are a lot of companies that are investing in this. Let's say, in organizational learning, technical skills, but not also digital skills and other skills. But also they are investing in the market. There are plenty of examples in the Romanian market that companies are growing, let's say, students, are growing technical institutions that are teaching, I don't know, children how to do specific jobs, because in 5 years from now on, or in 10 years from now on, I don't know, we will still need electricians, we will still need plumbers, and we will still need some specific skills that nobody is investing in at this point. So there are companies that explicitly have a strategy in this direction, and they do invest, and they do think long term, short term. And on short term, you need to pay attention to your processes, management processes, and also, let's say, human resources processes, to pay attention on onboarding, to pay attention on the recruitment process, to pay attention on performance management process, learning process, in order to, let's say, to maximize the impact of your employees. Doesn't matter their age. So it is quite a lot of work.
So a clear strategy, that's what you think is the best, which is well disseminated across management, so everyone is on the same page, and they are looking to hire people who are shifting their career.
Mm-hmm. And they appreciate that, because in a global market, in order to, let's say, to be present as a company and as a person, you need to be a long life learner. Just look around you. If you do not learn, if you do not change, we will be like dinosaurs,
Yeah, and besides that, everybody's praising marketing at this moment, because we have a lot to learn from that in the HR industry. And one of those things is to look at the client experience, to look at your employee experience. Until now, it was about let's have a good image so people would come to us and we will see if they stay in our company. But a lot of people would come to us and we will see from there on, lacking what Rodica said with the strategy and so on. Right now,
this is a strategy, Alina.
Right now, they're shifting the focus on the employee's experience, and this experience is basically their journey from the first moment that they see the ad in the papers or on the website about the job until the exit of that employee. This is how the market is changing right now.
I saw some positive examples on your site as well, especially the company that was doing, I think, collection, that managed to really balance and reduce the turnover because they managed to hire and educate people who are over 45 plus. So that looked like a very good example.
There are few positive examples. Also, we have negative examples. Negative in the way that in the market, a long time, this is not a new idea, to hire people over 40, 45, 50. It's nothing new here. So they did it. I will speak about a specific example in a call center. I think it is this example. They thought, okay, we need more balanced employees to, let's say, emotionally mature. So we will take from the market people over 40, 50, and so on, and we will put them in a team. But what was, let's say, negative was that they give it a year to this team, a year to manage to adapt to the industry, to the organization, and to the specific work processes. And in parallel, they were paying attention to the other teams that they have within the organization. And they noticed that, for example, in this team, people needed longer. So they needed more than 6 months to manage to find their way within the company processes, within the working procedures and so on, and to learn, to be able to integrate. But it was very difficult for them to stay within the companies and to, let's say, to comply with the
rules,
the requirements. So this experiment took 1 year, and the end was a negative one, because at the end of the year, I don't know, out of the 80% of the personnel, the senior personnel, left the company. So in the market, there are some examples, and it is a contamination, a negative contamination in this with these examples. And a lot of companies heard about it, and they decided to, okay, let's stay off because it's difficult to do it.
Yeah, it's the same with others as well. So I'm asking both of you, what can we do to make age an advantage? I mean, 45, we still have 20 years until retirement. Retirement age is getting more and more, like it's older and older that we can get retired. I read a study by PwC that the people who are over 50, if they get more engaged into the workplace, they could bring about close to 4 trillion euro in the Europe zone. So I think it makes economical sense. It makes personal sense because you're still learning, you're still growing, you have meaning. You're not just sitting at home and tending to flowers or vegetables or grandkids.
So I will say something here. It's an assumption here. It is an assumption that you will continue to learn, that you will continue to grow, and you will continue to develop, let's say, consciously. Mm-hmm. So it is an effort that you have to do, because at this age, you will have a family. Let's say you will have children, you will have taxes to pay, you will have mortgages to pay, you will have a lot of responsibilities outside work and also at work. But there is this assumption that, people bring value. Yes, we bring value if we are able to maintain and to be aware of our value and take care of it. That means we need to stay open-minded. That means we need to challenge ourselves and to learn something new year by year. Doesn't matter that I'm 42, for example, at this point. And in my profession, I'm at the top. this is my competency. I am at the top with my competency. So normally I should stop here. Why should I learn something new? I reach the top. I have a very good competency, but in a way, in a profound way, it is a new beginning. I need to learn something new in order to stay competitive in the market. So it is this, let's say, intention. And this intention needs some work.
So would the first step in making age an advantage be to educate others that you can still learn? Or that it's
yourself?
How? There is definitely, from what I hear from you, there is a discrepancy, right? Companies say that they want to hire people over 45 because, of course, they don't have their pool is not big enough. But I also hear from you that those over 45, some of them or most of them don't have the drive to learn and change and have meaning anymore, right? They would rather stop. So how do you bridge this gap?
Well, you make a campaign that you call We Hire 45 Plus and you try to educate the market.
So what are you doing to educate the market? What would be some good steps to educate the market and not blame the market? Everyone does that. Yeah.
First of all, we thought that we would let everybody tell his story. And of course, you intuitively know that a lot of people came to us and said, "Oh, in Romania, things are so bad, the market is so bad," and so on. But we go and tell people how to do things, what to do. First of all, to do something, because we have a saying in our team: if you are not part of the solution, you're part of the problem, because we all created this market that we are living in today. So basically, we are sending these positive messages. You can do it also. Yeah, we are sending examples of people that succeeded in getting hired in Romania at this age. We're sending them messages about the industries that are welcoming them, about the companies that they can reach out to, because we also noticed this, that people don't know where to go. They've been rejected by a few companies, and they say that nobody's going to want me because I'm at this age or because of my industry or whatever. And there are other industries, and you can make a shift. And besides that, we have gathered over 32, yeah, I guess there are 32 now, companies that are not only employers, but also specialized companies that deal with HR, let's say, or are in that area, that can bring us information and they can bring us ideas and resources for these people. And we are partners with projects that educate them, partners with the employers that can bring them information and jobs. We have partnerships with website job websites. We have partnerships with recruiting agencies that want to give them counseling and so on. So basically, we try to reach everybody in our project, everybody that is relevant, of course, for the changing and the market, and to bring resources and good examples. What to do, and just do it. This is our basic message.
So you two are trying to build that bridge between the companies and the employees, and building partnerships so they can get acquainted to what's happening in the market and how they can become they can continue working. You did make an experiment, a pilot experiment, with about 11, 12 people?
10, 11.
10, 11.
We said that we will go for 10.
That. Okay, tell me a bit about that and how that turned out.
At the beginning of the beginning of 2019, actually, we decided to explore a little bit, let's say, deeper, and we say that let's start the project by having a pilot. So we took randomly from the market 10 people. They were 11 actually. We couldn't say no to an 11th one. And for those people, we put in places all the resources they needed in order to find jobs. Some of them were employed. Let's say were trapped in specific, or let's say they were employed in some organization, but they didn't love that job. They didn't like working there, and they were interested to find a different job, but they were trapped there. And others were, let's say, were candidates, so they were looking for a job. So we supported them with coaching, career counseling. We helped them to arrange their CV, to arrange their LinkedIn profile. We helped them to present to interviews and to prepare for interviews. We connected them with some HR managers that we are, let's say, we know that are open for this. And we give it 9 months to see what will happen in this with this pilot project. And there were some lessons for us. For example, what Alina mentioned at the beginning, that there is this pattern that somebody should give me for free. I shouldn't do anything, but you have to give me. This is a pattern in the market. So there is a passivity. I don't have to do anything. You have to hire me. You have to find me a job. You have to, I don't know, arrange my CV. I don't have to do it. So we learned this lesson in this pilot project. But we also noticed that they didn't find jobs. Actually, in 9 months, they didn't find jobs. So this was the cruel reality. Actually, they didn't manage.
And we also had in this pilot project, 7 recruiting agencies. Some of them were the biggest in the country. So that means that they had a lot of jobs there.
Yeah. So what happened? What do you presume happened that they couldn't find jobs? Were they just not interested and they actually didn't want to get hired?
Yes, you can find a job in Romania, actually. And I'm assuming that this is not happening only in Romania. If you want to work, you can find work. But let's say, a big part of the jobs are, let's say, low-level jobs. It doesn't matter that you are 21 or 59. If you can work as a cashier, you will find a job. If you can work as a truck driver, okay, of course, you have to have the license for that. But you will find a job. There is no doubt. But if you want to find, let's say, more meaningful jobs that maybe they do not exist at this moment. So in a way, there are new type of jobs, more specific to the digital industry, so to say, or creative jobs. Or if you want to find management jobs, or if you want to find challenging roles for you, you'll need to reskill, you'll need to develop, you'll need to change yourself, you'll need to embrace a different strategy. For example, I'll give you an example here. I work with a client, it is a coaching client, but I can use it as an example, which used to work in the production industry, and it was a top manager in that production industry until the company was shut it down due to, let's say, a global decision. So around the globe, the company decided to exit the market, and they closed. And that person decided that she will do a downshift. She will take a step back and start from, let's say, a low entry job, but in a different industry, which she was very attracted and interested. So in a way, she was able to think on a long term and to choose to take a step back or to take a step in a lateral in order to develop a new career, to shift her career. And that is not easy to do.
No, it's not at all. Lina.
No. And if I may add to that, we also saw rigidity, let's say, between industries. So let's say if you do sales in the auto company, the automobile company, you are not very welcome to do sales in, let's say, services or in another industry. And this makes no sense, because a salesman has the skills. You just have to invest a little bit more, but a little bit more, not a lot in people like that. And basically, we just want, as companies, as employers, we just want to find employees. This is what we want to do. The perfect type of employees without making a lot of effort. This is the what we saw in the market, unfortunately. And furthermore, when we went to those meetings with the companies, we went in the first month to almost 50 companies, as far as I remember, until we realized this. The majority of them said, what are the candidates that you have for us? So basically, what they were asking for is, we want to hire quickly, we want to hire on this profile, we don't want to do anything else, and we just want recruiting agencies. Are you some kind of recruiting agency? No, we're a project that wants to change Romania. If we change the market in Romania, you will benefit from this in 1 or 2 or 3 years, when you cannot find employees anymore, you cannot find candidates anymore. This is what is happening if we don't do something. Let's unite. And they said, no, our policy is on the short term, and we want, do you have candidates? Yeah, that's nice, but do you have candidates? So this is the mentality of people that are running these companies, of people on the board, and this is really damaging to the company also, to those companies also, because there is not a long-term view, there is not a long-term plan. Everybody's hoping for the best and putting out fires. Everybody is a fireman at this point, and this is not a strategy. This is just reacting.
True. And as you said, it's short-term thinking as well. Do you think that if something would change at policy level, at education level, definitely at company level, would it make a difference to you? Would it help you in any way?
Of course it would, but let's be realistic. If we are not doing our part, we are still in passivity. If we are waiting for the government to change the policy, for the, let's say, corporations to change their recruitment strategy and so on, we are still in the same game, being passive and waiting for others to change for us. So in a way, this is what we want to model in the market. Let's do our part. Let's take initiatives. Let's do projects. Let's explore. Maybe we won't be able to change Romania. Who knows? But a little bit we will do. We will put our impact. We'll have an impact on the market. We will make some, efforts and some results, and others will continue our work. But it is something called initiative. It is something called courage. It is something called responsibility. And let's start with us.
We have actually a question that we always ask in our postings, in our campaigns and so on. What have you done today for the change? What have you done? And doing something as little as, passing the message along, starting to talk about this, asking your employer about this, telling your employer about the project or about this idea. It doesn't have to be this project, but about this idea is doing something. Not only complaining or saying, yeah, that's true. This is so good that somebody started a project like this. I've been waiting for a project like this for ages. Well, get involved. Do something, little or big, get involved. This is our message to the market. And this is how we're trying to change things. Of course, we're not going to do this in a few months, especially with the COVID right now. But we started this, and this little boulder is gonna grow and is gonna hit a lot of things on its way. And if we add more boulders to this, we can destroy the things in our way. But we have to be a bigger group of people. Right now we have 40 plus, let's say, volunteers and 30 plus companies along. So basically we're starting to grow, but we are just at the beginning.
I did get 2 days ago. I had, I do the career transition podcast as well, right? So inviting people who are shifting quite late, right? Usually after 30, some even after 50, they're shifting their careers, and we have discussions on how they do it. And one of them told me 2 days ago, she's from the UK, that I want to start a project like this. And I said, how nice. I know 2 ladies in Romania that have started this, and you can watch them maybe a few weeks online to see exactly what they're doing.
And just give them their number.
Exactly. Yes, I will.
Our number, sorry. Give them our number. And yeah.
What's the dream of We Hire 45 Plus? So if you were to think of your vision, what would be a good result for you? And I'm not saying you should stop there, but what would be something that you say, yes, we made it. We are on the right path. This is what we want to do. We achieved at least 1 or 2 milestones.
We have a dream. So to say, as Martin Luther King, we have a dream. We are dreaming about an inclusive labor market. We are dreaming about a market open for everybody. It doesn't matter their age. We are dreaming about that, an inclusive market. And to, let's say, this is a dream. To come back to reality, we do have some specific objectives in this project, and our objectives are the level of the organization, and we want to reach a certain number of organizations that are close to us, close to our mission, and that they are involved in our mission. We have an object related to candidates, and we want to reach a certain number of candidates that are, let's say, connected to our message, and they are aware of it, and they are doing something in this direction. And we also have a specific objective with this becoming a bridge, so to connect all the stakeholders in this market and to put them together, to put them at the same table, because they will find solutions. So it's not our job to find solution for the market, but it is, let's say, it's all the parties' job, so to say. So we want to be this bridge.
And I should add to that we do not want for people to make the change only through our project. It's not about the project, it's about the market. It's about people in Romania changing their minds, changing how they think and how they perceive everything, so that everybody could benefit from this. So this is why I was telling you, give that person our number. We will help anybody that wants to do things like this. Even in Romania, we will be very, very happy to see that our little rock that we threw in the water is making waves bigger and bigger, and everybody's contributing.
Yeah, and I hope this discussion and this podcast can contribute as well, and it will help send the message further. Alina Rodica, if someone wants to contact you, how can they get in touch? Is it via LinkedIn? Is it via a certain website or an email address?
Yeah, our email address is on the website, so I'm going to say the website. Yeah, and of course you can look us up on LinkedIn. We have the exact names as you will write on your podcast, I'm sure, and they will see our picture and they will get that this is us. The website is www.angajez45plus.com. This is for our Romanian people out there, and I would like you to write this in the comment if that is possible for everybody to attend that. This is a Romanian name. It's a Romanian website, but you can contact us. Of course, contact is written in Romanian just like that. Contact is just in English, and you will find there the number and the email, and you can contact us. And we speak English, so if you do also, we'll talk to you.
So yeah, basically, Angajez 45 plus means we hire 45 plus.
Yes.
But in Romanian. But I will make sure I will put the links to your LinkedIn profile so people can get in touch there, and the link to the website so they can email or just read what you're working on. Because nowadays it's easy to even translate with Google.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Julia. So thank you for your contribution. Like this, you are part of the project. Yay! Congratulations!
Yay. Thank you. I'm happy to be part of the project, honestly. Did I forget to ask you something that maybe you wanted to share and I didn't ask?
I have recently discovered the issue, let's say, about career shifting. We talk about learning new things, making a change, but we also should talk about the chance that we give the people that try to make this change. And the thing is like this, my issue is like this. You go and you get qualified for something new, or you go to a course and you write that in your CV, but nobody's looking at that. Everybody's still looking at your experience in a market where the candidates are lacking, or the number of the candidates is low. So this is my message to all the employers there, or to HR managers and to HR recruiters. You should look for that. And my message to also job websites is that you should put a filter on that also, because as far as we saw, there are websites that don't have that. They have filters for age, they have filter for experience, but they don't have filter for the courses that you took, or the training that you took to change your career. So yeah, you don't have a chance if you don't have experience, and you cannot get experience unless you get hired. So that's a dilemma there. Yeah, but you should not quit. I mean, you should do these things because these changes are coming, and I don't know, the things are. I'm a positive person.
It's a win-win
I'm very
for both
hopeful.
sides.
Yeah, and it's win-win. Yeah. So if you're a candidate, don't get stuck on that thing. Do learn, look for companies. Don't get stuck on that thing. This was a message for the employers.
Yeah, I have a message for, let's say, employees and candidates, no matter the age. Stay connected to the market. If you're not on the market, you do not exist. And I don't know, maybe today or tomorrow, another crisis will come, or your company will disappear from the market. And you will be, let's say, forced to find a job. And if you're not connected, you do not, let's say, put your skin on the market, go from time to time to interviews. It's not necessary to sign the contract. Just go to the interviews, see your value on the market, be present in the market, be connected with people. Like this, it is much easier. So it won't be, I don't know, you won't be forced to do some choices in crisis. And there are a lot of people that diminish their presence on the market, their career, because they have a safe job right now. Well, the world is changing.
Thank you very much. These are
Thank you
two
too.
great messages. Thanks, Rodica. Thanks, Alina. And thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Yulia. It was a pleasure.
Same here.
Let's do changes together, yeah?
Yes. Yes.